Why, hello there everyone. I'm Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei. Minasan, konbanwa, yojoni shodo. And I finally have free time now to actually upload a video, and I'm going to be explaining what has happened during that time, and also why I haven't been uploading if you're not caught up already. So let's begin. So this right here is my Brachypelma albiceps, and he's now a mature male. And for those who are new to the channel, I have been giving updates and basically been monitoring this male because this male here is a future breeding project to my two females, so it's finally about time this male is mature. So this male is going to be a future breeder here in this collection. So let's discuss about the collection while we're at it. So my collection has been reduced and now it's at a I guess you could say it's mostly empty because I'm trying to make some space for some inventory once I start my tarantula business in the future. And also because I want to make space for some frogs, because I want to expand my portfolio on what I want to do other than just tarantulas. So my collection is relatively empty, but it'll grow back relatively quick honestly. So now I want to take this time to actually apologize for not uploading for a long while, and it's really because I wasn't really in a financially great spot, so I took some time off from uploading to focus on working more often to essentially get out of this financial situation that I am. But now that I'm slowly getting out, which I'm mostly out now, so that's a good thing, I will try to upload once a week if I can. No promises on that, because it really just depends on how it goes. But I honestly don't know if I'll ever have the time again to upload twice a week now, because of how busy it's getting, and also because I want to start my tarantula business in the future. But let us wait and see. But I'm one person doing a lot of this work by myself, so please understand. And now, let us move on, and I do want to show you guys this. So this right here is my Monocentropus balfouri, one of my females that I paired before I took a break off from YouTube to actually work on my financial situation. And as you can see, now she's a mom. And this egg sac was relatively small. I would say there's an estimated between 20, maybe 30 tarantula slings, but this is a first time mother here, so that's to be expected of a relatively small egg sac. And I will say there really hasn't been much that you viewers have missed out on, even though it's been a long while since I last uploaded, and it's really because since my collection is so small now, there's less tarantulas, meaning less updates on what's been going on for each individual, since basically my collection is down to a small 100 to 125-ish tarantulas. And I know to some 100 tarantulas is a lot, but if you consider the fact that these will be inventory, or some of these will be inventory for the future, they may not stick around long because I'm going to be selling them away. And also some people have wondered if I'm going to be selling frogs as well, and the answer is no. The space for the frogs is to honestly just for me to keep as a hobbyist until I can work my way up towards becoming a frog breeder, but that is something that will take time. And I would like to actually find somebody who has worked with breeding with frogs, especially Pac-Man frogs, but if anybody knows someone that has proven credentials of breeding frogs, especially Pac-Man frogs, please let me know, because I would really like to learn from them. And now we get to the main bulk of this video, a tarantula egg sac. And this one here is my Acanthoscurria geniculata, so allow me to explain what has happened here. So I've actually smelled something that was not smelling so great, and it came from this female's enclosure. So I instantly knew that that probably means that something has rotted. And when this female did have an egg sac, I did not mess with her, nor did I feed her, so it couldn't have been remains of some feeder that I fed her with, such as a roach or anything like that, so it tells me that it was probably the egg sac. And yes, that smell came from the egg sac. So I pretty much pulled it, and I actually thought that all the eggs were bad because of how pungent that smell was. It was not pleasant. So I opened this egg sac, and it's a mix of everything, which is honestly a good thing, but a bad thing. Now let me explain. So, where's the good part? The good part is that there are some eggs with legs, which is about 30 to 40% of this egg sac, and then the majority of the egg sac is either unfertilized eggs or rotted eggs. And honestly, the hard part was actually separating the good eggs from the infertile eggs from the bad eggs. So in total, it took about 7 hours. Yes, you heard that right. It took about 7 hours to actually separate all the eggs. And honestly, a lot of these unfertile eggs, I wasn't too sure if they were fertile or not, so I basically just grouped them with the eggs with legs, just to basically see if these eggs are fertilized or not. The majority of them were not, which you'll see later of them rotting out once these eggs with legs becomes first instar. which I will take out those unfertile eggs, so don't worry about that once you see these guys become first instar. So it's not really a big deal, but it was a ton of work to honestly separate each individual egg. Yes, there was about 1,000 eggs in this EGGSAC, and I literally went one at a time separating the good ones from the bad ones, from the maybes, and you can't just really throw the entire EGGSAC into an incubator, especially if there is one or a couple or a few bad eggs. So you really don't want to keep any bad eggs with the good eggs. So luckily, pulling this EGGSAC early was pretty much a godsend, honestly. Because if I left this with the mother, I'm pretty sure all of these eggs and all of these babies would have been dead or rotted. So once these little ones did reach first instar, I did actually try to count them, and I counted at about 120-ish babies at first instar. But let us see how many will make it to second instar, because that's when these babies will be ready to separate. And I have to say, a lot of these eggs were infertile, which was kind of disappointing, but I'm truly just thankful that I pulled this EGGSAC early, and I'm truly thankful for whatever or how many slings I get. So when it comes to actually separating these eggs, the good from the bad, from the infertile, from the maybes, I actually lost the footage to it somehow. I don't know how, but the footage was gone. So I can't really show you guys of me separating the eggs, but I have done it in my past videos of opening EGGSACs, so I do recommend go checking those out. So basically all you're going to see is basically me opening this EGGSAC, and me pretty much dumping all of these eggs into an incubator, and then it's just going to cut straight into them making it to first instar. Now you may be wondering, is it 7 hours of me separating eggs for the lost footage? No, it's not. It's only about 5 to 7 minutes of me separating eggs, and it's really repetitive, so I didn't really record like the whole 7 hours. Just enough of it to get the point across of what I'm doing, and basically giving me time to explain about how I do it. You've already seen it in my older videos of opening EGGSACs, so I really don't think it was too much of a blunder, honestly. But I apologize for that though still. Now when it comes to how many of these I'll keep, I honestly do not want a lot of these. So I really just want to keep about maybe 30 to 50 of these for inventory, just to sell once I start my tarantula business, and then maybe keep 5 of these as holdbacks to grow out for future breeders. And as for the rest, maybe I'll just wholesale them away, or maybe I'll just give some out for free. I don't know, let us wait and see, but I don't really want to keep too many of these. And as you can see in this clip, they're all now first instar. And some of these eggs or legs didn't make it, some of them got cannibalized by their own siblings, and a lot of these were also infertile eggs that I put in with the fertile eggs and eggs with legs, because I wasn't too sure they were fertile or not. So yeah, you can see them rotting out. So I will actually take all of those bad stuff out, but it's really good to see that the majority of the eggs with legs did made it into first instar. As for second instar, let us wait and see. I don't want to count my chicken before my eggs, like they say, right? But overall everyone, I do want to apologize for not uploading these past few weeks, but as I stated before, it was something reasonable, my financial situation, and I'm also getting closer towards that business to getting it started, and I do have a general idea of what I want to do, but I really want a small selection first, just to get a taste, and also just to get an idea of how it goes. And also, once I learn how to actually breed Pac-Man frogs, I would like to start selling frogs then as well, and yeah, let us wait for the next upload, and hopefully once I upload again, it'll be when I'm financially in a better spot, and hopefully when the business has started or is near. But as always, thanks for watching, and shout out to my Patreon members, and check out my social medias. And with that, stay lax and Laxow out from the Kumo Sensei.